Have you ever noticed that after retirement, visiting your old friends sometimes leaves you feeling strangely empty instead of fulfilled? It sounds harmless, just catching up over coffee or chatting about old times. But once you retire around 70, frequent visits to old friends can quietly chip away at your peace of mind and emotional balance. You see, most people think staying social after retirement automatically means staying healthy and happy. But what they don't realize is that the quality of social interaction changes with age, and some friendships that once brought you joy can now weigh you down. It's not about cutting people off. It's about protecting the mental space you need to adapt to this new chapter of life. So today, let's talk about 6 surprising reasons why visiting old friends too often after retirement can quietly harm your emotional and physical well-being, and what to do instead to live your later years with calm, clarity, and genuine joy. Now, let's get started. Number 1, emotional overlap from the past. When you visit old friends after 70, you're not just meeting people. You're walking into a mirror that reflects your entire past. Every story, every inside joke, every familiar gesture reminds you of who you used to be. At first, it feels comforting. But what many retirees don't realize is that these encounters can quietly trap them in old emotional loops. You see, during youth and middle-aged, friendships grow through shared dreams and future plans. After 70, the dynamic shifts. Most conversations start circling back to the past. Careers, regrets, lost opportunities, or old rivalries that never truly healed. These visits can unintentionally reopen emotional wounds you thought had long closed. You might find yourself comparing your present life to someone else's. At first, it was laughter and nostalgia. But over time, he started coming home quiet, even a little bitter. He told me, "They keep talking about what we used to be. It makes me feel like what I am now doesn't matter." That's the hidden emotional weight. Those gatherings can pull you backward instead of helping you live forward. The problem isn't your friends. It's the energy of the past that lingers between you. When you retire, your emotional health depends on creating distance from who you were so you can build who you are now. Visiting people who only remember your old self makes the transition much harder. And here's something few people talk about. Your brain doesn't distinguish emotional memories from real experiences. When you relive the past repeatedly, your body reacts as if it's still there. Your stress hormones spike, your energy drains, and your motivation fades. You're not tired from socializing. You're tired from time traveling. So, if you've retired, be mindful about how often you revisit those old circles. You're not being cold or distant. You're protecting your peace. Because the person you're becoming deserves as much care as the person you once were. Number 2, energy drain from unbalanced conversations. After retirement, conversations with friends often shift without anyone noticing. What once felt like laughter-filled exchanges can turn into something entirely different. An invisible tug on your mental energy. Many retirees find themselves leaving these visits not refreshed, but strangely exhausted. Here's why. At this stage of life, everyone carries heavier stories. Health problems, family disappointments, financial worries, and feelings of loneliness all start blending into the discussion. You sit down for a friendly chat, but before you know it, you're carrying someone else. There's also a subtle psychological shift that happens with age. When we were younger, we spoke about dreams, plans, and the next adventure. But as the years go on, the focus moves from what's ahead to what's behind. That reversal is powerful and dangerous. It traps your mind in a repetitive cycle of decline rather than renewal. I once knew a man named George, 72 years old, who told me he dreaded his Thursday lunches with his old golf group. "They used to be my escape," he said. "But now it feels like we just take turns complaining." Each week, he'd come home drained. Not from talking too much, but from absorbing the quiet despair in the room. It's not about blaming your friends. It's about realizing that emotional energy is contagious. Science even shows that our nervous systems sync up during conversation. If one person radiates worry or bitterness, your body mirrors it unconsciously. Over time, these shared moods start reshaping how you see your own life. That's why after 70, you have to treat your energy like a savings account. Every conversation is either a deposit or a withdrawal. Visiting people who only drain you, even if you love them, will quietly deplete your strength, creativity, and optimism. Protecting yourself doesn't mean isolation. It means discernment. Meet the people who make you feel alive, who talk about learning, healing, or simply finding beauty in small things. Those friendships feed your soul instead of starving it. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 3. You may not realize it while chatting, but somewhere deep inside you start measuring your life against theirs. Who aged better? Whose children are more successful, who travels more, or who still looks young for their age? These small, innocent details can quietly awaken insecurity and resentment, even between people who have loved each other for decades. When you were younger, comparison might have been motivating. You'd see a friend's success and feel inspired to work harder. But in your 70s, comparison cuts in a different direction. It doesn't drive you forward. It pulls you down. You can't make up for time the way you once could, and that realization can bruise the heart. I remember a man named Walter, 75 years old, who had been meeting the same 4 friends for breakfast every month for nearly 20 years. Over time, he began to notice something strange. 2 of them talked constantly about their new hobbies, their family trips, their new homes in warmer states. Another friend, less fortunate, always spoke about medical bills, loneliness, and worry. Walter told me, I started leaving those breakfasts feeling worse. No matter who I sat next to, it wasn't jealousy. It was the pain of comparing lives that had drifted apart. The truth is, after 70, everyone carries a different story. Some people age surrounded by family, others alone. Some find joy in simplicity. Others chase one more thrill. But the human mind, even at 80, still has that same fragile tendency. It compares. You might not say it out loud, but you feel it. Why didn't I save more? Why is my health failing while theirs isn't? Why do I feel left behind? Comparison steals contentment. It makes you forget how far you've come and from others. At this stage in life, real peace comes from acceptance. You don't need to keep up. You need to slow down and recognize that happiness after 70 isn't about winning or losing. It's about staying grounded, calm, and grateful that you made it this far. When you stop comparing, you stop suffering. And sometimes that means taking fewer visits and choosing instead to nurture your own growth, your own rhythm, your own company. Number 4, the hidden burden of emotional negativity. As people age, something subtle but powerful happens in many friendships. The tone of the conversations changes. Instead of laughter, there's often a quiet undercurrent of frustration, illness, and loss. When you visit old friends after 70, you might find that what used to be light-hearted talk has turned into a chorus of complaints about pain, medications, or how things just aren't what they used to be. It may seem harmless at first, just friends venting about life, but emotionally it can be toxic. The human brain absorbs negativity like a sponge. When you constantly listen to stories of decline, your nervous system begins to mirror that energy. Studies have shown that being around pessimistic people can increase stress hormones, weaken your immune system, and even shorten your lifespan. But this goes beyond biology. It affects the soul. When the people around you stop talking about growth, discovery, and gratitude, you slowly begin to believe that your own story has reached its final page. That's one of the most dangerous illusions of old age. the idea that there's nothing new left to learn or experience. I once knew a woman named Linda, 73, who visited her old church friends every Sunday. Over time, she noticed something. "We never talked about hope anymore," she said, "just pills, doctors," and she'd lost. This is what most people misunderstand about aging. It's not the years that weigh you down, it's the mindset you surround yourself with. If every visit fills you with anxiety or drains your optimism, it's not friendship anymore. It's emotional erosion. Protecting your peace doesn't mean isolation. It means choosing environments that feed your light. Spend time with people who laugh easily, who share curiosity, who remind you that you can still change, grow, and love. It's not about how long you've known someone. It's about how you feel when you're with them. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 5, the subtle shift in social hierarchy. When people retire, something changes in the way they relate to one another, and it's not always obvious at first. In your working years, friendships often formed around shared effort, responsibility, and mutual respect. You had purpose, identity, and rhythm. But once you retire, especially around 70, those social roles dissolve. You're no longer the teacher, the manager, or the reliable one. You're simply you. And for many older adults, that shift is deeply unsettling. When you visit old friends, you might notice that some still subtly compare who did better, who aged with more dignity, who seems useful, and who doesn't. It's not said aloud, but it's felt. Retirement, for all its peace, strips away the mask we wore for decades. And what's left underneath can be either humility or insecurity. That I once spoke with a woman named Carol, 74, who said her coffee, he said. But now it feels like we're keeping score. Who's healthier? Who's more independent? Who's coping better with aging? The competition was unspoken, but it poisoned the air. That quiet comparison has a name: status memory. Even in old age, your mind remembers where you once stood in life's social order, and it notices when that position changes. Maybe you used to be the one giving advice, but now you're the one receiving it. Maybe you used to be the strong one, but now you walk slower or forget things more easily. You sense it, your friends sense it, and it shifts the emotional balance of your relationship. This is why, for many seniors, visiting old friends can unexpectedly trigger feelings of discomfort, even shame. It's not that your friends have changed. It's that time has rearranged your places in one another's story. The healthiest older adults learn to release that old hierarchy. They stop clinging to who they were and start embracing who they are. Friendship in your later years should be about compassion, not comparison, understanding, not performance. When you visit friends, focus on connection, not identity. Because when pride fades, something softer appears: genuine companionship. And that, more than anything, is what will keep your heart light and your spirit strong. Number 6, the quiet realization of emotional distance. After retirement, one of the most painful discoveries many older adults make is that friendships don't always age the way we do. When you're in your 70s, you might finally have the time to visit your friends more often, but that doesn't mean the bond is the same. People grow apart, not just in distance, but in emotional rhythm. You may find that what once felt natural now feels forced, or that laughter no longer flows as easily as it once did. The truth is, quite accept the person you've become. This creates invisible tension. You might walk away from a visit feeling strangely tired, as if something precious has been lost, but you can't name what it is. I once met a retired man named Harold, who had been part of a close-knit group of poker buddies for nearly 40 years. After his wife passed, he started visiting them more often, hoping for comfort. But each time he left, he felt emptier. "We were together," he said, "but it didn't feel like connection anymore, just habit." What he realized, painfully but wisely, was that sometimes friendships reach their natural end point. Not with anger, but with quiet fading. The most content people in their later years learn to let go gracefully. They understand that not every friendship was meant to last forever and that it's okay to love people from afar. Clinging to what was can weigh you down more than loneliness itself. Letting go doesn't mean bitterness. It means peace. It means acknowledging that you can still cherish the past while protecting your present energy. After 70, your emotional health becomes sacred. Choose people who bring calm, not chaos, those who listen, not compete, those who make you feel light, not heavy. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Final thoughts. There's a strange truth about aging that few people talk about. Peace doesn't come from keeping everything the same. It comes from knowing what to release. When you retire, your days slow down, and for the first time in decades, you start to notice which parts of your life actually give you life, and which ones quietly take it. Visiting old friends can sometimes remind you of who you were, but it can also keep you from becoming who you're meant to be now. The laughter, the nostalgia, the familiar faces, they all hold beauty. But you must protect your energy as fiercely as your health. Not every relationship is meant to follow you into this next chapter. If a friendship leaves you heavier than before you met, that's a sign. If every visit ends with you feeling small, tired, or anxious, that's another. Aging isn't just about the body. It's about pruning your emotional garden, keeping only the flowers that still bloom. You deserve to spend the rest of your years around people who make you feel at ease, those who see you not as a retired version of your past, but as a soul still capable of joy, learning, and love. True companionship in old age is not about history. It's about harmony. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.